Hey everyone, Trina here, back with a new video today. Today I'm going to be working in this old book that I have cut out some of the pages and glued some pages together, and we're going to start a little art journal in this book and see how that goes. So I'm just going to start here. I haven't made a cover for it yet, but that'll be a next project. I just want to get started. So we're going to pour out some Liquitex matte medium, and then I'm going to work with these jelly papers on tissue paper that I made with my jelly press, because they're very metallic and I wanted to add the first bit of shine to the page. So I'm just going to add this in right here and take some Liquitex pouring medium, I'm sorry, not pouring medium, matte medium, and apply it to the back of this big sheet of tissue paper. The thing I like about tissue paper is that it really just melds into the background and you can't really tell that it's been collaged on. So it really becomes one piece with the paper. So here I'm adding in some more of the medium on top to make sure I get it all glued down. And then I'm going to take my pencil and make some marks to kind of give the page some structure. And this is really no different than how I normally work. It's just that there's going to be in a book, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this book, but I needed something different to play with, some new exciting thing. Here I'm taking in my Marabu crayons, which you know I love, adding in some green and smearing it around with my fingers. If you haven't played with these crayons, they're absolutely wonderful. They can be watered down and used more as a paint. I'm going to take in, excuse me, some Arteza white paint and add in a bit more color, a bit more, and picking up some of that green, which is nice. Making it almost like a sort of a celadon color, which is really cool. Now I'm going to take the stencil and see what I can do. I haven't worked with the Marabus and the stencil, and this came out okay, but most of it was just on the top of the stencil. So I tried to press it down, and I wasn't really getting any transfer on it, but I really do like those little marks up there. So now I'm going to do some more with this, and then I'm just going to take my paintbrush with a little bit of water on it and sort of smear it around, and so you'll see that we'll get the stencil pattern there. So that's another use for the Marabu crayons. Didn't work so well on that side, but that's okay. So now I have some textures and some patterns laid down. I'm going to go back in a little bit more with the pencil. I thought it needed that one mark. So the next thing that we're going to do is blow it dry with a hairdryer. And I sped this up so you don't have to watch me blow dry for 30 seconds. And that's just to give it a little stability so we can move forward and not blend all the layers we've made already. So I'm going back in with some yellow ochre Marabu. Here I'm just adding in some color, trying to create layers, create space. And now I think I'm going to add in a little bit more of this metallic paper, and it's so hard to decide whether I should rip it or cut it. I do a little bit of both, depending on what I want the piece to be. Like, do I want it to be a perfect square, or do I want, here you can see I'm ripping it. And I kind of like the ripped a little better than just cutting it, because perfection is not my thing. If you've been a part of this channel for a minute, you know that I am not a perfectionist by any stretch of the means. So adding in the matte medium over top to use as a paste, and I'm going to rip this off just a little bit. And so then we have another layer. Now I'm going to add in a little bit more because I like this copper color that we've got here on the tissue paper. And I'll leave a link above to my tutorial on how to print with the jelly print on paper. It's relatively easy. You just have to go slow and be patient, and it works really well for making your own tissue papers. Going back in with the hairdryer. You could also, those papers are totally versatile. You use them in so many ways. I just love having my own printed textured tissue paper at my disposal. Here I am going in with some pink Mirabeau. I haven't used pink in a while. I've been missing my pink colors. Adding in, making some bold marks. I kind of want to get rid of that distinct sailboat up there and make it more of a sort of just a black mark. Taking my palette knife in, scritching in some lines. I'm going to go back in with the gold Mirabeau. I have really been on a shiny kick lately, and that's just who I am now, I guess. I don't know what it is. I guess I need some sparkle in my life. I like how this is layering up. And then I'm going back in with my Lyra 9B graphite stick, which is amazing for making really, really, really dark marks. And I felt like this piece needed just a little bit more contrast and more lines to travel you through the piece. Back in with the palette knife, kind of trying to rough up some of those spaces. I don't like things to be too flat. If you can add texture, I always opt to add texture. A little bit more of the Lyra with some sort of using the side and doing a little bit of scribbling in there. I'm going to add in some little bits of white. I've been trying to add in these little bits of shapes and little making squares that I find really fascinating into the work. And lastly, we're going to add in a bit more pencil and some of the dark blue-green Mirabeau. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll be back probably this week again with another one in this book or something different. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye.